Hello everyone, welcome to episode 39 or 40 of my Elden Ring Let's Play. I actually don't know which episode we're on. Yeah, I'm just gonna stop saying the episode number, it doesn't really make sense anyway. Um, Wait a minute. Okay, resolution is fine, but the UI seems bigger than before. Oh, well, doesn't matter. I think it's just my imagination. Um, So last episode we went around here, explored a bit, and there's actually a cave, very large cave we were able to explore, and it led us to Latina over here at the Slumbering Wolf's shack. She mentioned something about a medallion, but she wasn't making much sense. She, we will talk to her later. We can't level up, but we're very close, so I am willing to pop a couple of runes. Say 4 should be enough. There we go. Just a little bit more vigor. Anyway, so yeah, we did that last episode, and today I'm gonna I'm gonna do something that I told you earlier, quite a few episodes earlier, that you should always do if you can, which is rush towards the map. Now, in most situations, you can actually see the map. You can see this little pillar here. It tells you where you can get the next map fragment for that area. Um, Unfortunately, if we open up the map and sorry for keep pausing it because sorry because I keep pausing the game. Um, Unfortunately, there's this fog, so you don't actually know where the marker is. But if you went into the fog, you would see that the marker is somewhere over here, and that's where we're gonna go. We're just gonna sprint, uh, take in the sights as we sprint, but not engage with any enemies. We're gonna take this area pretty slow, so we'll come back and deal with the enemies. However, I do not wish to engage with them. Also, I'm downloading and doing a lot of stuff in the background uh, for a uni project. So I'm downloading a really big file, and it's writing to the same hard drive as the as I'm recording. Oh, I don't want to go through here. So you may notice quite a few more stutters. I don't have the game on that hard drive, but my CPU is probably being maxed out from all the writing, since it's both writing to the disk for the video and for the hard drive. I hope there's no corruption issues. But yeah, see, if you notice a few stutters, I am sorry, but something I have to do. Um, Actually, so I've been telling you that I'm in mid-exams, and that's why I can't upload this often, and that's still true. But I'm actually done with one of the hardest exams for this semester, so I have a couple of days where I can just take it easy. And you can really get a feel for the swamp. We've been going for a fair few seconds in a straight line, and we're not actually gone anywhere. It's just more and more swamps and trees and random enemies that want to kill us. That's Liurnia. It is a great lake, and you're just gonna have to deal with it. That's right, Lucaria. Actually something around Raya Lucaria that I might want to do before we go in, simply because it would be cool to approach it that way. Because I'm sure nobody will approach it the way that I want to show you. But I'm not sure if it's possible. I don't know if you have to actually get in first before you can do it. And if you have to, oh well. Yeah, you can see just the scale of that place. It's huge. It is a legacy dungeon, just like Stormvale, so we should take about the same time for it. And you can also see over here. You know, it's probably an item inside that. Yeah, you can see the shift from the smaller trees to the larger pine. Not pines. Are they pine trees? No. Small, taller, sleeker trees, I guess. Is sleeker the word I want? I don't know. You know what I mean. Thinner would be a word, I guess. But yeah, look at that. I mean, just every time there's a big rock formation uh, in this world, people just go, okay, I'm gonna build something in it. You can see, we're actually not really paying much attention. You can see there's a bunch of scarabs. We'll come here and take a look in more reasonable way, more slow-paced way. It's just I want to get to the map piece as soon as possible. But now you can sort of get an idea of how much Liurnia stretches out. First time I came here, I did this very same thing, and I honestly do recommend it. Because you never know where you are in time, in terms of like exploration. You don't know how much you have left to explore in a certain direction if you don't have the map, and that usually means you explore less, or you, if you're like me, you have like exploration anxiety, I guess, which is like you want to explore everything, you want to do everything, but you don't know where the everything is, so you kind of just do several, or you take several turns around something, or you do several laps around something. Anyway, really amazing view of Mount Galamir, and an even better view of a very important location, which we will get to eventually. That's not a legacy dungeon above my head, but it, in my opinion, it's pretty much on the scale of one. I'd say it's about the same as Stormvale in terms of time. Maybe just a tiny bit less. Yeah, just a tiny bit less would be my opinion. And right over my head, there's a very special tower. Two of them, three actually. Three. We'll get there. We'll get there. Very excited to, carry on with the game, get more time to record. Okay, now that we have a proper marker over here. Just take a look at this sea for a moment. You can see quite a bit of a landmass over there. People speculate, some of them, that that's the DLC area in some ways. Probably the Land of Reeds. The Land of Reeds shows up in the samurai armor like description. It's supposed to be where the samurais come from, on the Land of Reeds. Coincidentally, in Japan, real Japan, there's a lot of reeds. That's where the real samurais come from. Can now get an even better view of a lot more things. Now, again, I'm gonna take I don't want to spoil, or actually I do want to spoil a lot by showing you all of this, but I don't want to take it in and waste a bunch of time. Let's touch this, Grace. I don't want to talk about all these views and then talk about them again. I mean, I don't mind, and I'm sure a few of you wouldn't, but may as well just talk to it once. And let's get the map of Liurnia West. Yep. So that's Liurnia. Important location over here. Could actually go there relatively early just for fun. This plateau is all of this is what I told you. It's really hard to get to on your own. It's part of a side quest. probably one of the most important locations in the game. Figure either current over there, I didn't know. Um, important, very important, um, extremely important. And over here is also very important, and over here as well, because that's what carries on into the next area. Couple of ways to get it there. To get there, we'll talk about them as we go along. Yeah, so now we have the full map. That's what I wanted to do. What can we do today? So that was one of my goals. It actually took us 10 minutes to get here. Oh my god. That's surprising, I guess. Okay, I guess we can just explore around here, the swamp, and do random stuff. I'm sure there's a bunch of items there that we have yet to collect. Maybe even a couple of bosses. Though I can't say. I'm very excited to fight a few of the upcoming bosses in Liurnia. Alright. Oh, you people hit very hard. You people hit very, very hard. Alright. First set of the ruins. I feel like it's fair. We take a look at them. We go all the way over there. Just follow along these ruins all the way to Laskyar ruins. See what happens. Let me just confirm, and I do apologize. I've noticed that I open the map a lot in this game, and especially while I'm talking, I like open it, close it. I should just leave it open until I finish my thoughts and then close it. But I open it and close it a lot, especially at the end. When I'm like I have to keep my hands busy while I talk. I feel like I do a lot of annoying movements, so I do apologize for that. Okay, so these guys have this bell. We actually have a similar bell. No, we don't. Never mind. We have a similar spell. We will eventually get a similar bell. Where do we have the bell? I'll check after I killed the last one of them. Oh, so these ones take 2 hits. Okay. New types of enemies, as you can see. We'll try to take a look at them. Okay, they disappear, so never mind. I'm certainly not gonna be distracted. Trying to show you these enemies, so I'm just gonna end up dead. Okay. Now, where are we? Right over here. Fair enough. I'm just looking at the interactive map. I actually have it open for this episode because I knew we were going to be exploring the swamp, and the swamp is rather confusing, and I know there's a couple of things I don't want to miss. Okay, we're not gonna rest. Just so we don't respawn the enemies, we don't have to. Glintstone Craftsman's Cookbook 2. Okay, cool. Let's see what that gives us. Freezing Grease. Okay. It's an albinoric pot. What does that do? Tries to impede healing using a flask of tears. And you see these blue crystals. Now, these are specifically glintstone. I don't know what the purple crystals are, but I do know these ones are actually glintstone. Alright. Yeah. Yeah, so the reason I'm using the interactive map this time is because I want to make sure I don't miss anything that would be relevant in these swamps, because they are a nightmare to go through. I really do not want to. Okay, so here's a problem. This area is very tough. It's ridiculously tough, honestly. Yeah, because of this fella. You don't understand. Yep, until this starts happening. Yep. Yep. These are, what are their names? Forget. There's a boss. There's a boss for them. Revenants? Are they revenants? I forget. Yeah, they're revenants. Grafted science are the other ones. So these are revenants. Extremely annoying enemy. Also, why is my thing over here? Huh. Now there is actually a way to properly deal with them, which we can't. And we're dead again. Yep. This is probably one of the hardest enemies in the game, and they will never let up. They will never become easy. Now, I will tell you right now, if you have a healing spell, you can actually target that enemy, and it does a flat 50% damage. 50% of their HP, so if you cast it twice, they're dead. Unfortunately, we do not have the requirements for that. So, I mean, maybe if I press right click, or not right click, okay, I'll try it after if I die again. Come on. Oh dear. Yep. In my opinion, and I do think it is shared by a lot of people, this enemy is extremely poorly designed. It's one of like the key faults of this game by far. Okay, let me put a healing spell. Memorize spell. Yeah. Do I have any? I do not. Although I'm sure if our friend at the Roundtable Hold sells it first. Let me see how much faith I got. 14. Is 14 enough to equip? Okay, I can equip the claw mark seal. Good to know. Rest. Right, I'm gonna have to go pick up my runes. Just so I can actually buy the damn thing, the damn spell. Okay, that didn't work. Run, run, run. And before you ask, I don't think fighting them on torrent is any easier. And yeah, they can throw some poison. Yeah, let's go buy the healing spell. Over here, yep. So as I was saying, I think one of the key faults or problems with this game is indeed some of the enemies.
Well then.
Urgent heal. Does no, it has to be heal. I need. Okay, I need a couple more runes. That's fine. No, you know, I think it's fair that in a way, there are ways to deal with certain enemies, like
I can happily spare the time.
like being able to heal and do like damage to the revenant. And I'm gonna give him the prayer book, so
May the golden order shine
let me just finish my thought process here. I'm gonna sit on this. Never mind. I'm gonna sit on the table then. I think it's fair that you can fight these types of enemies by using magic, by using specific like ways that you've never used before, or specific tools like healing, perhaps pots. Perhaps there is a strategy that it was clearly the way the devs intended. However, and I think it's fair to also say, I want to play the game like I always played Soulsborne games, which is a big sword, and I just want to roll through everything, which you can. Like, I've killed that enemy by doing that, but the balancing, the amount of damage you take, the amount of damage you do for these enemies at the time you encounter them, all throughout the game, and I mean, I've been both Revenant, and if you know what I'm talking about, also the big dogs, the big birds in Caelid, and in the final area of the game. They attack so fast, they do so much damage, they tank so much. They are clearly meant to be dealt with in a specific way, but I don't want to do that way. And I think it's fair that I don't want to do that way. Elden Ring and Soulsborne games have always been about doing things the way you want to, depending on your build, right? And I think this game heavily punishes just doing what I'm doing right now, which goes against like the core values of, the fandom, or their most long-standing fans. Now, I'm not saying the game should always be easy and it shouldn't like do this or that. Like, in all games, you always had situations where you clearly have to use items in a specific way to get through them, because by the time you get to them, you're too weak to deal with them like in any other way. That's fair. But like, look at this. Like, imagine, let's say I wasn't using this weapon, right? Let's say I was still using the Zweihander. The Zweihander does not give me a boost in stats. Let's say that I did not, for some reason, find the Razor's Faith talisman. So I've missed 2 items, which are fairly easy to miss. Literally all you have to do is just go explore where you want to. I come to this area relatively leveled. Let's say I explore pretty much everything. I miss those 2 items, and I come here at like level 40, and right now I'm level 49. The enemies would be a fair challenge, but then I get to that enemy and I immediately die. I only have the Zweihander, so I can't actually boost my stats, because what I'm about to do is boost my stats, right? And
the study of I can happily.
Let me give him the prayer book and see if he says anything.
That is its incantation.
Okay, it doesn't say anything specific.
That its incantation.
Okay, so he said that. Let's keep going. So I'd have to invest actual points into from my character level into using faith, just so I could use this specific mechanic. Like, I'm fine with having to use pots, having to use items. That's very fair. Having an enemy that is countered by a type of attack that you can't do unless you like put a level into it, unless you go grab a talisman, which you may as well miss, or you may very well miss. I don't think it's fun, in my opinion. I think it would be a lot more interesting from the perspective of from a game design perspective, to just have enemies that attack slower, or not attack slower. Not have that enemy, not have the Revenant. The Revenant is not like specifically a skill check. It's more of a do you know the gimmick. And that's one of my major criticisms of the game. I've been praising the game all day, or all Let's Play, so I think it's fair that I criticize it at least once, right? Now, I may... Actually, I never used a healing spell before, if you believe me. Oh, I don't know how to cast it. Oh no. Oh no. I didn't know how to cast it. Now I do. Yeah, so I have been praising the game all the time, but I do think, from the perspective of an old player, that some challenges in this game are not like extremely well thought out. Like clearly, uh, there is a gimmick. It makes these enemies trivial once you do it. Although apparently I just failed at that, but it is true. It makes them trivial. Oh no, I don't have the mana. You're telling me I need the mana for that, bro. Please. It was actually my first time doing a fate thing. So I didn't know the controls. But yeah, so that's my take on some enemies in the Elden Ring. I do think it is a major flaw with the game. And not just, as enemies themselves individually, certain areas of the game clearly were overtuned with the specific enemies. Because it's like, if you have one difficult enemy, fair enough, right? If you have one revenant over here, that's fair. In later parts of the game, though, you don't have one enemy. You have several enemies of the same difficulty, if not higher. They're rushing you to. They're rushing you, staggering you, doing all sorts of stuff. They're honestly not fun. And yeah, I wish it was a bit more well thought out. Now I'm gonna try in this let's because that's the thing. Like I'm speaking also in the perspective of like my first playthrough, right, where I didn't know the healing trick. Right now I was able to deal with it, and I'm always gonna be able to deal with any tough enemy because I know the tricks. But um, that's because I'm gonna do said tricks. If I didn't know about them, or if I simply did not want to do them, sure, or couldn't for some reason, well, the game just got a lot harder. So you can imagine me getting here in my first playthrough, having to fight that enemy, and it'll show up more throughout the game. And I was always like, well, damn, guess I'll just die. Okay. We'll take the teleporter in a bit. I'm actually not sure where it takes us, so that's gonna be a surprise for me as well. No enemy head. Not sure if I trust that. Pressing the lock-in button, see if anything shows up. Okay, I know this is a safe treasure chest, so... What does it have? The Wraith Calling Bell. Okay, I knew we'd get it. Ring bell using FP to summon prowling wraiths. This can be done multiple times in a row. Wraiths are said to be vengeful spirits of those who died when cursed. Yep. It's useless, by the way. Like, I'm not even gonna use it. It's just a useless item. I don't know why it's in the game. I guess it could be funny in PvP, just use that. Since PvP can be like a 3v1, probably be very funny to have two players spamming that while the invader like runs away in fear. Where does this take us? I wonder if it takes us to Liurnia. Or not to Lucaria. Or maybe the game just not gonna load. Please? You're on my SSD, so I know I know it's on the disk usage that's killing you. Come on. Oh, and the game crashed. Okay, I will see you. I'll see you next episode, I guess, because I mean, we're 30 minutes in, so I might as well just end it here. Kind of an anticlimactic ending. Yeah, I'll catch you next episode. Bye bye.